Chicago's Grant Park was packed the night Coldplay took the stage at the Lollapalooza festival this summer. It had been more than 2 years since the British band had played America. Their last album climbed to #1 in 20 countries and produced the global mega hit Viva la Vida, with its soaring sing-along choral chant. But backstage, before the show...
How does it feel to be playing back in the States after 2.5 years?
Well, I personally feel a little bit nervous.
The band was anxious about holding its place in music's hierarchy.
We've been away for a while. It's difficult to know where you sit in the kind of...
So you're afraid you might get left behind?
Well, we're just aware we don't look quite as good as Rihanna and Gaga. Neither do we sound quite as good.
From the reception, they don't appear to have much to worry about. In a little over a decade of recording, Coldplay has sold 50 million records and brought home 7 Grammy Awards. The 4 members met as undergraduates at London's University College in the late 90s.
This whole thing started really with you two guys, right? I mean, this band.
Yes. I think once we've got past the immediate sexual attraction.
Yes.
Lead singer Chris Martin connected with guitarist Johnny Buckland when he heard him playing in their dorm.
How did you meet?
We, funnily enough, met because no girls were sexually attracted to us.
Guy Berryman joined them to play bass. Will Champion came aboard to play drums.
The band's original name was Starfish. Starfish?
Well, it didn't last very long, and it really was born out of absolute necessity.
They only had an hour before their first gig to come up with that name. By the second gig, they'd changed it to The Coldplay.
And then we ditched to the...
Was that a big decision, ditching to the...
Massive. We had long meetings about it.
Coldplay's massive success was rapid.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Their very first album in 2000 would include an unexpected hit, Yellow.
Yeah, they were all yellow.
Did I read that you wrote the chorus to Yellow in the bathroom?
Yep.
Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones.
Why did you need to go to the bathroom?
Because of the acoustics. You can't write an anthemic chorus in a broom cupboard.
You can't.
You can't do it, there's no echo.
34-year-old Chris Martin is the whirling centerpiece of Coldplay. The band's songwriter and designated frontman.
Do you think of it as a job?
No, I think of it as it's just me. I don't. Bits of it are.
It's what I do.
You have to work hard,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's hard work, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
That sounded quite poetic, but it's sort of true.
What have you guys done up here?
Well, if you ask the landlord, we've ruined the place. This is just practice of trying to learn how to spray paint.
At Coldplay's London headquarters, in a former bakery,
Welcome to our artwork meeting.
the band was working out the artwork for their new album called Mylo Xyloto.
The idea of the artwork is that it doesn't matter if it's terrible. It's passionate, and that is really the theme of our band. It's got us this far.
But passionate hasn't been enough for some critics. In 2005, the New York Times branded Coldplay the decade's most insufferable band.
You as much as said, they're right.
Yeah, well, that was the last review I read of us.
Really?
Yeah, which was a good thing, because it's probably been worse since then.
But Martin seems to thrive on playing the underdog.
There's always something big coming at us in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you've seen Kung Fu Panda 2. Have you seen Kung Fu Panda 2?
Oh, yeah, no.
So do you know who Po is?
Yes.
Po is the panda who, after being assaulted with cannonballs,
Inner peace.
learns to catch them and fire them back twice as fast.
And that's you.
In a sense, I'm like a big panda, yeah.
Yes, a rock star just compared himself to a cartoon bear.
Have you even seen that?
No.
But you would agree with me.
I've seen number one, so...
Right, well, this is like that, but even more about finding your inner strength.
Okay.
That's when you know Chris Martin is also a father to 7-year-old daughter Apple and 5-year-old son Moses. The mother of his 2 children is, of course, his wife, the actress Gwyneth Paltrow. They met backstage after a Coldplay concert in 2002.
You said you only had one serious relationship.
Right, yeah, I'm in it.
Is that true?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty unusual.
Yeah, well, it's weird.
That's quite a leap.
It is a big leap, what, from being a loser to going out with an Oscar winner. It's a giant leap. Let's face it, it's like winning the lottery. I was happy to make it.
But the couple rarely appear in public together, decline joint interviews, and when talking about his wife, Martin becomes quickly uncomfortable.
We're still just trying to keep that whole thing quiet.
Mm-hmm. You've been pretty successful at keeping your private life private.
Well, up till now, yeah.
Yes, I saw it on a TV show.
Something else Martin has a problem with: sleeping.
They'll be tearing us apart.
Have you always been an insomniac?
Yes, it was ever since I started writing music.
So they're connected somehow.
Well, very much so.
And it's not just his own songs that keep him up at night.
I mean, most songwriters are deeply competitive underneath, and anyone who says they're not is lying.
So who do you feel competitive with?
Anyone that writes a good song. So, for example, when that Adele song, Someone Like You, when I first heard that, I was mad. I was also like immediately knocked out with what a great song. But then once I've had that feeling of what a great song, then I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Does that mean another sleepless night?
You definitely, then you go straight to work.
Between dreams and consciousness, Chris Martin hopes to find Coldplay's next irresistible tune.
So where did Viva La Vida come from?
From reading a book called Les Miserables and wanting to write something about someone who messed up in a relationship, but somehow couple it with the French Revolution. Your basic French Revolution breakup song.
So how did the chant come?
It just came from thinking, God, what could I sing at this point that I feel like other people would want to sing too?
Now everybody sings it back to you.
But that's great. That makes me so happy. It's such a big reward for doing something that you love anyway. I just love people singing together. Thank you, everybody.